Welcome to Storytimer at Large. Teresa Osborne. Uh, in late August 1973, Teresa Osborne went to pick up some pastries at the Cake Box Bakery at 3rd and Ewing Streets in Seymour, Indiana, at around 5 p.m. The pastries were to be delivered to her workplace at Rose Acre Farms, where she worked as a secretary. There was to be an evening management meeting, and refreshments were a regular feature at these meetings. Roseacre Farms produces eggs commercially. It's a very big business for little Seymour, Indiana. They started in the 1930s with 2 hen houses and 1,000 hens. That's pretty impressive for a business founded during the Great Depression. They must have been flourishing in 1973 to have an office and at least one secretary. So, if you are thinking of a little farm with a few chickens, expand that quite a bit. A place like that would need dozens of workers tending chickens, cleaning up, gathering eggs, cleaning and grading eggs, packaging and distribution. There would be deliveries coming of feed and other supplies. There would be truckloads of eggs leaving for supermarkets. It would be a very busy place. Teresa was working at Roseacre Farms just for the summer. She wasn't content to just remain a secretary. She was looking forward to starting classes at Ball State University in a few weeks. She would be moving away from Little Seymour, Indiana. Teresa was a valued employee. According to her family, her boss, John Rust, offered her $200 a week to stay on as a secretary full time. Minimum wage in 1973 would have been around $64 a week. $200 was a fortune for an 18-year-old. She turned the offer down as she really wanted to go away to college. He offered to pay her tuition as well if she remained employed and attended a local college part-time. She declined that offer as well. She really wanted to go away and have that traditional college experience. Also, I don't know if you've smelled a commercial egg farm, but I can't imagine any pretty 18-year-olds who would give up college to dwell in that fragrance. You may know Seymour as the small town home of John Mellencamp. This was 1973, and John had attended Vincennes University for a year. His music career wouldn't really get started and wouldn't take off for a few more years. Teresa signed for the pastries, but did not make it back to work to drop them off. The next morning, her mother found that Teresa had not come home the night before. Her employers called the bakery and were informed that she had been in. Teresa, like so many other victims we write about here, was responsible and dependable. She was reported missing by her employers and her family. They initially suspected that she might have had a car accident, but Teresa's fate was something none of them could ever imagine. Searches were launched, rewards were offered. 10 days later, employees at Muscatatuck Wildlife Refuge would stumble upon a burned-out car. In the trunk, they would find Teresa's body. She was burned and unrecognizable. The FBI worked with local police on the case because the wildlife refuge is federal land. Her murder has never been solved. Who knew where she was going? Who knew her itinerary? Who had a motive? Did someone follow her after she left the bakery? Her employer, John Rust, certainly felt very strongly about keeping her around as a secretary. The days were slipping away, and she would soon leave for college. Her boyfriend had an alibi. He was crossed off the list of suspects. It could have been a random person who saw her and followed her. That's maybe likely. Seymour is a small town, and it was even smaller then. Roseacre Farms was busy, but not terribly busy after 5 p.m. People were at home and are definitely heading that way. I wonder if any evidence was saved. and preserved in this case. Because the body it was burned, it's unlikely that the killer's DNA would have been preserved under her fingernails, but maybe it's possible. It depends on how badly the body was burned, to what extent. Teresa was just 18. When you search her name and the year of her death in old newspaper archives, her senior awards day comes up. She won a medal for senior English. If it was not someone she knew or was acquainted with, then who was it? Jeffrey Lynn Hand was in custody for a 1973 murder and abduction at this time, so it can't be Jeffrey Lynn Hand. It might be Stephen Timothy Judy. He was reported to have been in Louisiana for part of 1973, but I'm not sure exactly when he was there. He would not be arrested until 1979, when he murdered Terry Lee Chastain and her 3 children. Timothy Lee Judy is certainly brutal enough, but he didn't burn any of his known victims. He did not seem to think he would get caught or care that he would get caught, so he typically just left them where the crime happened. Burning the victim says you really want to conceal this crime in a way. You want any bruises, cuts, scrapes, saliva, and semen to be burned away. You don't want any fingerprints to be found on that car. You are also mad enough at this person to obliterate them. You're mad enough to deny their parents an open casket funeral. So I don't think it was Judy. He did not try to conceal his victims after his crimes, like I said before. Teresa's murder involves overkill. That says that this crime was very personal. In the years following Teresa Osborne's death, 2 other suspicious deaths would happen in Seymour. One was labeled an accident, with the victim burning to death in his car. The other was a murder of a secretary, another secretary. Both of those victims worked at Roseacre Farms. It's a large employer in town, so maybe that's just a coincidence, but it's definitely something to look into. None of these murders have ever been solved. In the comments on this video, I'll post a link or phone numbers to the police agency that's working on this, and it more than likely is still an FBI case as well. But I'll post those contact numbers in case anybody has a tip they want to submit. Teresa Osborne was just getting started in life, and she deserved to have a long and happy life like everyone does. Rest in peace, Teresa Osborne. Thank you for listening to the video, and if you have a chance, touch that thumbs up button for justice. And if you'd like to subscribe or share the videos, this bell icon is this thing to touch for subscribing. It's on the right-hand side above the comments. And if you'd like to share a video, there's a curved arrow. You can touch that and copy the link to the video and text it to someone. Or copy and paste it into your social media and share the video. Thanks for listening.